Hi, welcome to Santosha Rose. My name's Sam, and today we have a morning Energiser class, which is a request from a community member. So if you'd like to leave a request for any kind of video you'd like to see, just pop it in the comments below and we'll do our best to make that for you. I'm really excited to share today's class. See you on the mat. We're going to start the class today just sitting in a cross-legged position. So maybe closing the eyes, taking a couple of breaths here to ground down. Feeling that sense of grounding down through the sitting bones, lifting up through the crown of the head. And just checking, can you keep some relaxation in the shoulders, in the jaw, as we bring ourselves into our practice this morning. And then maybe fluttering the eyes open. Gonna inhale, circling the arms up to the ceiling, reaching up, exhaling, bringing the hands back down, slowly down to touch on the mat. Inhale, arms circling up, and exhaling, arms coming back down. Just starting to gradually bring some movement into the body here. Inhaling, arms coming up. Exhaling, we're going to take a twist so the right hand comes behind, the left hand comes to the right knee. And using the breath here to inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, finding that twist. And then inhaling, coming back to center. Exhaling, taking the twist to the other side. Left hand behind, right hand to left knee. Using that breath here, inhaling, finding length. Exhaling, finding that twist. And then inhaling, coming back to center, reaching arms up. And then exhaling, slowly bringing the arms back down by the sides. Fabulous. Taking a clasp at the hands. I'm going to take some little waves of the arms, starting to bring that movement through into the wrists. Don't worry too much what this looks like, just feeling that sensation of movement in the wrists. And then releasing, you're going to straighten the legs out, coming into staff pose. So grounding down through the sitting bones, lifting up through the crown of the head. Legs straight out in front, maybe they're completely straight, maybe not, especially in the morning, being super gentle with ourselves today. Pulling the toes in towards the face. And just taking a breath here, maybe resting the hands just on the legs. And I'm going to bring some circles into the ankles. Keeping the legs nice and still, starting to bring that movement as if you're drawing a circle with your big toes. And then taking those circles in the other direction, keeping that sense of integrity through the spine, lifting up through the crown of the head. Fabulous. Okay, I'm going to cross the legs over, reaching forward, coming into our tabletop position. Shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, nice wide fingers. I'm going to take our cat-cow postures here, so bringing the tummy down, lifting the head up, and then pressing through the hands, curling through the spine, chin comes into chest. And then syncing that up with the breath. So inhaling, tummy comes down, lifting the head. Exhaling, curling through the spine, chin comes into chest. And just doing a couple more of those in time to your own breath. Really starting to feel that we're waking up the spine this morning, waking up the body. Fabulous. And then coming back to that neutral spine, we're going to take the hands a hand width further in front. So Shoulders are not over wrists anymore. Then tucking the toes underneath, we're going to come up into our first downward facing dog of the practice. And especially in the morning, you'll probably notice that this one will feel maybe a little bit more tight than normal. That's absolutely fine. So maybe taking some of that pedaling motion, bending one leg, bending the other leg, keeping a little bit of fluidity here in this downward dog. Maybe looking under one arm, looking under the other. Doing whatever feels right for your body as we start bringing this movement into the body. And then we're going to walk the feet in towards the hands, the feet coming up towards the top of the mat. Don't worry about keeping the legs straight. Bringing the feet a little bit wider than hip width apart when we get to the top of the mat, and just letting the upper body hang low here. Maybe hands reaching towards the mat, just dangling down. Maybe taking the elbow with the opposite hand. Maybe taking a little bit of a sway from side to side. And seeing if you can take any tension out of any places that feel tense here. So not tensing in the shoulders and the jaw, just letting everything release. I'm going to release the hands, bringing the hands up the legs. We're going to uncurl really slowly, coming up to a standing position, but bringing the fingers up the legs, feeling that sense of uncurling slowly through the spine, stacking each vertebrae on top of the one before. And then finally lifting up the shoulders and the head. You just take a couple of nice circles in the shoulders here. And then reversing those circles, coming forward. Fabulous. Okay, bringing the feet so that they're hip width apart. Grounding down through the feet. You're going to take a little bend in the knees. Inhaling, reaching the arms up to the ceiling. Exhaling, folding forward at the waist here. Bringing the hands down in the direction of the floor. And again, don't worry if they're not touching the floor. If you want to take a little micro bend in the knees here, then do that. And then we're going to bring the hands onto the knees, sending the head forward, tailbone back, creating a flat back position here. Imagine that you could plant a tray on the back. And then keeping that length in the spine that you've created here, folding forward, maybe folding a little bit further down with that nice long spine. Now plant the hands down, taking the right foot back, bringing the right knee onto the floor, untucking through that right toe. Checking we've got a straight line from the heel up to the left knee, then engaging through that foot, lifting the upper body up, palms facing in towards each other. And then bringing the hands down by the sides, fingers pointing down towards the mat into our horse riding pose. Feeling that sense of engagement, squeezing the shoulder blades together, opening up in the chest. And then bringing the palms down, framing that left foot. We're going to tuck the right toe, lift the right knee, take the left leg to join the right, coming up into downward facing dog. Feeling that sense of lifting the hips up to the ceiling. Going to come onto tiptoes, bring the knees down first of all, then bending through the elbows, coming into our 8-point pose. Chin and chest touching the floor, elbows into the body. And then scooping forward, coming onto our tummy and into baby cobra. Lifting up the head, the chest. You could let go with the hands, not pushing a lot of weight through the hands, just using them for balance here. Bring the head down towards the mat, pressing through the hands, coming up through hands and knees, tucking the toes. We're going to go back up into downward facing dog and taking 5 breaths here. So maybe angling the toes in towards each other, Big toes are in, creates that internal rotation of the thighs that we want to see in downward facing dog. Pressing through the hands, lifting up through the hips. Maybe noticing how this down dog's feeling. And then we're going to bring the feet together, planting down through the left leg, lifting the right leg up, bending that right leg. You're going to bring it in between the hands. Don't worry if you need to do a little bit of shuffling, maybe takes a couple of steps to get there. Left knee comes down, tucking that left toe. Reaching the arms up again, coming up and then down by the sides. Shoulder blades squeezing together at the back, opening up through the chest. And planting down through the fingertips, we're going to straighten that right leg, bringing the right toes in towards the face. Maybe you want to stay here, maybe you want to fold forward over that right leg. We're going to plant down through the left hand, opening up into a twist. Right arm comes up to the ceiling. Bringing that right hand back down, bending through the right knee, reaching up first of all, and then bringing the hands down by the sides, opening up in the chest. And then planting the hands down, and then tuck that left toe, lift the left knee, and we're going to bend back to come forward. So bend the left knee first, and then bringing it into that forward fold position. Hands coming to the knees, head to the front of the mat, tailbone to the back, flat back, and then folding forward again. Taking a little bend in the knees, inhaling, reaching the arms up to the ceiling. Palms touch together and come down in front of the chest, and then releasing the palms by the sides, palms facing forward. And taking a breath here. Just noticing how the body's feeling, starting to bring those bits of movement, maybe starting to bring a little bit of an elevated heart rate. I'm going to take another bend to the knees, inhaling, reaching the arms up, exhaling, folding forward. Inhaling, bringing hands to knees, flat back position, and then exhale, folding forward, planting the hands, taking the left foot back this time. Left knee comes down, untucking in the left toe. Then we're going to press through that right foot, lifting up, palms facing in towards each other. And then bringing the hands down by the sides, opening up in the chest, shoulder blades squeeze together behind. Planting the hands down on either side of the foot, we're going to tuck the left toe, lift the left knee, send the right foot back into downward facing dog. Feeling that sense of engagement and lift. We're going to come onto our tiptoes, bring the knees down, bending through the elbows again here. Chin and chest come onto the floor, and then scooting forward, coming into our baby cobra. And then head comes down to the floor, pressing through the hands, coming up through hands and knees into downward facing dog. And finding a comfortable down dog position here. We're here for 5 breaths. Toes angling in that little bit. Internal rotation of the thighs. And just feeling that sense of lift up to the ceiling. And breathe. Maybe noticing how this down dog's feeling. Maybe the body's starting to feel a little bit warmer here. And then bringing the feet together, planting down through the right foot, lifting the left leg up, and then bringing the left foot between the hands. Right knee comes down, tucking the toe. We're going to lift up first of all, and then bringing the hands down by the sides. Opening up in the chest, squeezing those shoulder blades together. And then fingertips come to the mat, straightening through that left foot, left toes come in. Maybe you stay here, maybe you fold forward over that left leg. Planting down through the right hand, going to open up on the left hand side, reaching left hand up to the ceiling. And then bringing the left hand back down, bending through that left leg. We're going to come up first of all, reach, and then hands coming by the sides, opening up in the chest. And then framing that left foot with the hands, tucking the right toe, lifting the right knee. We're going to bend back to come forwards into our forward fold position. And then hands on the knees, creating that that flat back position, and then exhaling, folding forward again. Taking a little bend in the knees to inhale, circle the arms up to the ceiling, palms come together, and then palms down in front of the chest, and palms down by the sides. And taking a breath here. You're going to inhale, take that little bend, circle the arms up to the ceiling, exhale, folding forward. This time we're going to plant the hands, take the legs back into a plank, one leg and the other leg. Feeling that sense of engagement of the core, straight line going from the wrists all the way up to the shoulders. And you can bring the knees down if you want to, or we can come down in a straight line, bending the arms, coming down onto the tummy. Untucking the toes, you're going to press up through the hands, maybe staying in that baby cobra if it feels good for your back, pressing up into a full cobra. It's careful not to lock out the elbows, want to keep the hips on the floor here. Keeping a nice gap between your shoulders and your ears. And then bending the arms, bring the head back down to the mat. You're going to press through the hands, sending the hips back into extended child's pose. Just feeling that nice sense of reach, lengthening through the spine. And then walking the hands in towards the legs. You're going to come up to a sitting position, taking the legs to one side, bringing the legs in front, back into our staff pose. So bending in the right knee, I'm going to give it a little bit of a squeeze, and then stepping it over the left leg. Left leg's engaged, left toes coming towards you. Going to inhale, reaching the left arm up, and then taking the left hand behind, and then wrapping the right elbow round the left knee here, and using the breath to find some twist here. So inhaling, lifting up through the spine, exhaling, twisting to the left hand side. Maybe keeping the gaze neutral or taking the gaze over the left shoulder. And then coming back to center, gonna take that leg back over, straightening it out, and then bringing the left knee in, give it a little bit of a squeeze, and then stepping it over the right leg. Right leg is straight, right toes coming towards your face, and then reaching the right arm up, and then taking the right arm behind. I'm gonna take this left hand, bring the left knee into the crook of the left elbow, using the breath here to inhale, find length, exhale, just find that little twist. And then coming back to center, uncrossing that left leg, sending the left leg out. We can just give both legs a little bit of a shake up and down, side to side. And then we're going to cross the legs over, coming back into our cross-legged seated position. Inhale, bringing the palms together in front of the chest. Namaste.
Thanks so much for sharing your practice with me today. If you enjoyed it, do give the video a like, subscribe to the channel, and let me know how you found it in the comments below. See you again soon.